AFC Wimbledon youth team manager Mark Robinson after a 4-1 defeat to Colchester in the FA Youth Cup first round tonight. I suppose you've got to be happy with the first half response, how you tried to come back from 3 down, Mark.
Yeah, we started bright, to be fair. I mean, obviously I don't know what it was, their goal, 8 seconds, 10 seconds. And Bill knows he should have done better. So, we seem to concede early in this competition, which is frustrating, but our reaction even after that was great. And I think, before they scored their second, which again come from an error, I think we probably had 4 or 5 shots and 3-4 corners, and we were playing some good stuff and we looked bright going forward. And again, the second goal, and then of course they get the third, and then you start to worry. But again, we kept looking like a threat, and I thought some of our football going forward was good. There was a few things we needed to do better to stopping them hurting us. But then when we got the goal, it was all looking positive, and obviously George had the second one, which was ruled offside, which looked very, very tight. But it would have been interesting at 3-2, and coming in at half time, Neil was waiting for me, and and he was excited, and he come in the dressing room with me, and we talked about a few things we needed to do to stop them hurting us. But he was certainly excited about how we were hurting them, and we were opening them up, and we were creating chances. And Neil told the boys, there was goals to be had, and that is the upsetting thing, because the first 25 minutes of the second half was just, disappointing, really disappointing. No energy to our play. They pressed us, but when we regain the ball, we do a lot of work on transition. So when we're on the ball, we need to break away and find passes, and we just didn't do that. I mean, every time we won the ball, we pretty much give it back to them, and we just didn't look a threat. And to be fair, they didn't probably look a threat like they did first half, but it was just not good. And then obviously once they get the fourth, then we started to play a little bit towards the end, but the game's all over then, really.
I suppose you've got to put it into perspective as well, the fact that many of your side out there tonight were first years, and a lot of the first 3 goal scorers for Colchester tonight were players who've already been in and around their first team, yeah? Yeah,
I mean, we knew they were strong. I was talking to their manager beforehand, and I think, they've got 7 or 8 on pro contracts, and 2 or 3 of them, as you said, are having first team football. One seems, he's got himself in there now, and he scored 2 in 4. So, we knew we were up against a very good side. As I said, they lost to Chelsea only 3-2 in the FA Youth Cup, so they're obviously a top side. But you can't go into games thinking that I'm here to do a job and produce professional footballers, and I don't want to talk about how good other sides are. I want to talk about what we can do, and that's why the first half I wasn't that upset, because I was looking at players on the pitch there, and I was thinking, well, you are standing out against them, and I know they're pros, and you're standing out. So first half, there was lots to be happy about despite the scoreline. Second half, frustrating for me, and I've told the boys that, and they know that. So second half, too frustrating.
So in terms of the rest of the season for you now, it's back to the Youth Alliance League, yeah, and words ringing in the ears from Neil Ardley of what we can do to try and progress this season?
Yeah, I mean, Neil, the great thing about Neil is all he's interested in his development. He doesn't put me under any pressure with results. We had a really bright start to the season, as you know, and we were sitting 3rd in the league. And we've had a real dip in terms of results. But, the boys have got to get that out of their head. Part of the problem is, they've been here for a long time, and they were a very, very successful group back in our Sunday League days, as you know, English champions. And even at under 15, under 16, when we become an academy, I think, out of 50 academy games, they lost 3. So they're used to winning. And I keep trying to tell them under 18 football is different. It's clinical, you're playing against boys older than you, and you get punished. And they've seen that tonight. But what at the moment, the kind of dip in results, they're letting it affect them, and they can't do that because it's about producing professional footballers, and it's about developing individually. And we looked at them second half, and there's things that they did, sort of underlaps and back heels, stuff we work at training. And I've said to them, they've done that because they're brave and they're confident. And second half, we wasn't brave and confident, and that's what annoys me. I'll forgive them anything if we give it a go, and we didn't do that the first 25 minutes of the second half.
Mark, hard luck tonight, and thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Cheers, thanks Rob.